Have you ever met someone, shook their hand, heard their name clearly, and then, just seconds later, it's gone? You smile, nod, try to stay confident, but inside, you're panicking. What was their name again? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Forgetting names is one of the most common memory struggles people experience, and surprisingly, it has very little to do with intelligence. In fact, many smart, successful, and highly capable people struggle with remembering names. So what's really going on here? Today, we're diving into the psychology behind why some people forget names easily, and what it reveals about the human mind. Let's start with a simple truth. Your brain is constantly filtering information. Every second, you're bombarded with sounds, sights, conversations, and emotions. To survive this overload, your brain prioritizes what it believes is important. And here's the problem. Names are often seen as low priority. Think about it. When you meet someone new, your brain is busy analyzing their face, their tone of voice, their body language, whether they're friendly or threatening. But their name? It's just a random label. It doesn't describe anything meaningful. It doesn't give context. So your brain quietly pushes it aside. That's why you can remember someone's job, where they're from, or even what they were wearing, but forget their name within seconds. Here's something most people don't realize. You often forget names not because of memory failure, but because of attention failure. When someone introduces themselves, what are you usually thinking about? Maybe you're worried about making a good impression. Maybe you're thinking about what to say next. Maybe you're distracted by your surroundings. So when they say, "Hi, I'm Sarah," your brain hears it, but doesn't process it. It's like trying to save a file on your computer without clicking save. The information never fully registers, and later you blame your memory, when in reality, your attention just wasn't there. Your brain loves meaning. It remembers stories, emotions, and connections far better than random data. But names are often abstract. For example, if someone says, "I'm Alex," what does that really tell you? Nothing. But if they say, "I'm a photographer who travels the world," suddenly your brain lights up. You can visualize it. You can connect to it. That's why people who forget names easily often have no trouble remembering details about someone's life, but struggle with the name itself because the name lacks emotional or visual meaning. For many people, forgetting names is tied to social pressure. When you're in a social situation, your brain might be focused on not saying the wrong thing, avoiding awkwardness, trying to appear confident. This creates stress, and stress affects memory. When your brain is slightly anxious, it shifts into a survival mode where it prioritizes safety over detail. That means it's less likely to store small pieces of information, like names. Ironically, the more you worry about forgetting someone's name, the more likely you are to forget it. Memory thrives on repetition. If you hear something once, your brain treats it as temporary. If you hear it multiple times, it becomes important. The problem is, when you meet someone, you usually hear their name only once, and often you don't repeat it. Compare that to something like your favorite song. You've heard it dozens of times, so it sticks effortlessly. Names, on the other hand, don't get that repetition, so they fade quickly. Forgetting names doesn't mean you're careless or unintelligent. It simply means your brain is prioritizing other things: attention, emotion, meaning, and repetition. These are the real drivers of memory. So the next time you forget someone's name, don't panic. Don't judge yourself. Instead, understand what your brain is doing, because once you understand the psychology behind it, you can start to take control of it. So tell me, are you someone who forgets names easily, or do you remember every name you hear? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more psychology insights that can change the way you see yourself and others.